Hi everyone, it's Linda here for I just want to go through, as requested by a few of you, how to do the cast on and the knit for KFB, which means knit into the front loop but do not remove the stitch from the left needle, then knit into the back loop of the same stitch and pull through so that you increase the stitches, which is here. So I've just got some scrap yarn, and I'm going to from my stash, I've got a set of bamboo needles, 4.5mm, and I'm just going to go through you very slowly how to cast on. So you make a loop, a slip knot, and you put it onto your needle, and I'm sure you all know how to do a slip knot. We all do it differently. So this is stitch 1. Okay, now what we're going to do, move my yarn over to the other side. So I need to cast on 5 stitches. Okay, so what I do is into the first stitch here you put your needle between the two and you form an X. You yarn round needle, you pull through and you swing your needle round, and then with your left needle you pick that stitch up and you've made 2 stitches. So for the next stitch I go through between the first and second stitch. I put my needle, so it's in, round, through, swing your needle round, bring your left needle round, left needle round, and slip it onto that stitch. So now we've got 3 stitches. So let's do it again. So you, between the second and the third stitch, you put your needle, you yarn round your needle and you bring the needle back through, and you've got a stitch, a loop on your right hand needle. You swing your left needle round, you put it through the hole and you slip it onto your left hand needle, and you've got 4 stitches. Let's do that one more time. So you go, all you need to remember is in, round, through and off. That's how I was taught by my dad. So you go in between the 2 stitches like so, in between the 2 stitches like so, you put your yarn round the needle and you bring it through, and you bring it and you've got it onto your right hand needle, and then you swing your left needle round and you bring it through and put it on, and you've got your 5 stitches. I'll do that one more time to show you. So you go in the first stitch, you go through, so that's in, round, through, you bring it out, you move your right needle over, you bring your left needle round and you put it on to your left needle, and you do next stitch between the 1 and 2, first and second stitch, you go in between them, round, through, and then swing your left needle round and pull it through, and that's that. So that's that. Just let me go put the light on. That might be better. Oh, let's start again. So make a slip knot, and you've got your stitch. That's, you count as stitch number 1. Then you take your right hand needle, you go through first stitch with your on your left hand left needle, round, through, swing it round, bring your left needle round and pick up that loop from your right hand needle to your second. So for the third stitch, you go between the two of them, so that's in, round, through, and then you swing your needle round, pick up the loop off the right hand needle, and that's 3. And we'll do it 2 more times. So between the second and the third, you put your needle through, round, bring your loop through, swing your right needle over, bring the left needle round and pick up that loop off the right hand needle. You've got 4 stitches. And we only need 5, so you put your needle between the third and the fourth, yarn round needle, bring it through, swing it round, bring your left needle through the loop, and you've got your 5 stitches. And I'll show you just how to knit. So you put your needle in between the two and you've formed a cross, yarn round needle, pull through and take off, and you're transferring your stitches from the left hand needle now to the right. So you go in, round, through and off, so that's 2 stitches, in, round, through and off, 3 stitches, in, round, through and off, 4 stitches, in, round, through and off. So all your stitches have been removed from your left hand needle to your right. So now you move your right hand needle into your left hand, and we're going to do the KFB. So on here it says knit 1. So again, we knit 1. Now for the KFB, I'm going to do it all the way across to that next 3 stitches just to show you. So you go in, you put your yarn round the needle and you pull it through. So you leave that stitch. So you've got the 2 stitches. So this stitch you've just made and the stitch from the fourth stitch from this needle. Okay, so you've got kind of like, so you've got 1 here and 1 here. Now what you need to do is you need to bring this right needle into the back of this stitch here, still on your needle. You go to the back of it and you knit it, yarn round needle, off. There we go. So you've gained from 1 stitch, you've got 2 stitches now, and that is known as increase or KFB in this case. So we go, I'll show you again. So you put your needle through, knit it, but instead of taking it off, you swing your needle over, and then you take your right hand needle and go into the back of this stitch here, which you've left already knitted, into the back there, yarn round needle and you knit it. There we go. I'll do it one more time. You go in as if you're going to knit it, but you are. So yarn round needle, you swing your right needle over, you bring this needle forward, and then you take your right hand needle and you knit into the back of this stitch here, and you bring your yarn over and you knit it, and so I've got 3 extra stitches, because if I knit that one, you can see here this was 5, and now we've 2 stitches here, we've got 2 extra stitches here, and we've got 2 extra stitches here. Okay, so I'll do that row again. I'll just take these stitches off and I'll do it one more time for you, but I'll do as the pattern says. So let's go through it again. So the first stitch on row 2, we'll have to knit it. knit this stitch. So you put your yarn through, round, bring it out and swing your right needle across. Then you go take your right hand needle, you bring your left needle forward so you can see into the back of this stitch, and then you put your needle into the back of the stitch there. Can you see? And then you knit it. So we've increased 2 stitches. You knit this stitch, and then this stitch we need to increase to make it 2 stitches. So you put your yarn through, your needle through the stitch on the left hand needle, you put your yarn round, you bring it through and you swing this needle over so that you can bring this needle forward, and this is the stitch we're working with. We need to knit into the back of that stitch, which we do, and then we yarn round needle and off. So we've got, and then I knit this stitch. So we've got 7 stitches, 2, 4, 6, 7. And then on the pattern it says knit these stitches. So you go in, round, through and off. 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 And if you keep repeating that in your mind, it'll stick with you. In, round, through and off. In, round, through and off. So I've knitted the 7. Now this next row is a purl row, and I want to show you how to do the purls because some people have been struggling. So when you do your knit, you put your needle into the front of it, but we're doing a purl. So what you do is you've got your stitches, you get your right hand needle and you go into the front of it, and you yarn round needle and off. And then the next one, you go into the front. So you kind of working in the front of your stitch, yarn round needle, through and off. So again, I'll just do all this. So you put your yarn through the front of the stitch, you put your yarn round your needle and you take it off. Again, I'll show you. So you put your right hand needle through the front of the stitch on the left hand needle. So it looks like that. So this needle is in the front, yarn round needle and off. Through the front of the needle, yarn round needle, pull through and off. And again, into the front of the stitch on the left hand needle, you put your yarn round the needle, you pull it through and you're off. And one more time, into the front of the stitch, yarn round needle and you take it off, and that is your purl row. I hope that really helps you. If you have any questions, please ask, and I hope the ladies who asked me how to do these stitches, this helps you immensely. But please, if you do have any questions, just leave a comment and let me know. Gina and I are absolutely delighted with the amount of people that are taking part in the Ashton Shawlette knit along. We also want to thank the lovely Dee O'Keefe for allowing us to use this free pattern, and we were, you know, just what we want is for you to enjoy this. We have enjoyed making our first one before we started the cowl, and I must say that I'm enjoying just as much making the second shawl, which I'm doing right along with you. Well, that's it from me for today, guys. Take care, stay safe, but more importantly, take care of yourselves and be kind to you. Bye for now.